You know, when we were kids, we used to love to imitate our uncles. My brother and I, we always have a little folded cap on our head, you know. I'm an Army man, running around with sticks, shooting, that sort of thing. Not realizing that one day it would turn real. I was at Howard University, pre-med program. I was going to be a doctor. I've always wanted to be one. Back during the draft, they wouldn't issue the two deferments to one family. My brother was already at Ohio State, so I had to drop out and go. One of the officers saw my background, that I started the pre-med program at Howard. They knew I had aptitude for medicine. I ended up being a corpsman. Back then, being a corpsman was a suicide squad. It was a mission. You knew you wasn't coming home. When I was in Saigon, I was put on mortuary duty, and I knew a couple of the kids I bagged up. The effect was not that he's deceased, but what's his mama gonna think when she see this bag? Those are things you can't get away from. I know his mama. I know what she does, and she got to see this bag come in, remains non-viewable. Come on, man, that's for real. That is really real. I got out of Vietnam, came home, and I saved a little money as much as I could. I bought the punch out. Tried to get a piece of that American pie, that touch that dream. Never happened. It lasted all but 1 year. I lost everything I had behind that. I put every dime into it, lost it. The rest of my life I spent trying to correct that one mistake. Do I want the very best for my family? Yes. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to achieve that, because that truly is the American dream, and it is not the projects. You know what it's like to rent a place and have a guy look you in the face and talk trash to you as a grown man? It's not very comfortable knowing that someone else controls your future. And if he wakes up with a little attitude one morning, he can change your whole life just by coming out the mouth differently. I was told about other people, oh man, go to him, he can help you, go to him. And they take your little application, make you feel like, oh, we're really working for you. And 6 months later, you might get a call, Miss Scott, it didn't work. So you just took a 6-month plug out of my life, bro. That's 6 months I can't recoup. I'd gone to another guy, I'm supposed to specialize in Veterans Affairs, and he strung me out. Finally, a buddy of mine said, you're gonna know who Benchmark is. You're gonna run to Benchmark. They got what you need, they can satisfy the requirement, and they can make it right. Don't waste your time with these other jokers out here, and I have played the game with all of them. I had been going through a lot of financial problems. I had done a lot of things not correct, not prescribed, not the right thing to do for the future. They know what it is. They understand what's needed, and they're not gonna waste your time with all that other garbage. They're gonna do what they need to do. They're gonna make it happen for you, and trust me, my hat is off to Benchmark any way, shape, or form, because they pulled me out, and I know I was not the best scenario out there. The day Bruce walked in my house and gave me a date for closing, I like to pee in my pants. I don't believe this. I mean, after all these years, we finally pulled it off. Now, I might add that the guy who sold me the house was a veteran, so he believed in Bruce. Now I'm a believer, for real, for real. Man, he's like a guardian angel, and I will never forget that, man. To this day, I look at where I am and what I'm doing, and I can tell you, he's a very big part of that. I'm the Assistant Adjutant of the Department of the District of Columbia. I have 57,000 veterans at my disposal, and guess who I'm gonna recommend? There are a million mortgage companies out there. I don't care what they do, I don't care what products they offer, I don't care what services they say. I know what these people have done for me. And I personally would go to hell and back for Benchmark, without question. Because they pulled me out when I needed to be pulled out, and I'm loving it. I'm smiling today because of Benchmark. So what does home mean to me? No matter how bad the battle is in the street, I can drop back to home, recoup, and get back into battle another day. And it's mine. You might throw a lot of things out, but I won't be one of them. That's a fact. And that's the important part. I've got some stability in my life. You know, you got a lot of things you live for in life. I got a family, I have a wife, 3 wonderful kids. But now look at what I've got to live for. Benchmark was so much a part of that scenario. You can't melt me and make me think any other way, because that's how serious it is.